Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going over how you can earn a ton of silver and fame while you PvP, and you can do this from day one without needing to have the best gear or high level skills. This is a great way to practice PvP combat and have fun doing that while farming silver and fame at the same time, and it can be done in total safety, risk-free. What you'll need to do first is get your item power level to 800 or above, and you can do that by just buying a full set of tier 4.1 gear if you don't have it already. If you don't know what that is or how to get it, all you need to do is go to the marketplace and search for whatever type of gear you want. Then use the filters to view only tier 4 gear that has an enchantment level of 1 or higher. It really is as simple as that, and it's not expensive at all. What I'd recommend also getting is a tier 4 cape that is a bit expensive at around 60k silver, but well worth it in my opinion, and that is the Adept's Demon Cape. If you can afford it, I'd recommend buying it as it'll help you a lot when it comes to PvP and killing NPCs, but there are other types that you could get instead if you prefer, and it's really up to you. Once all your gear is tier 4.1 or above, you'll have an item power level of 800 or higher, and you can check yours by opening up your inventory, then clicking on the little arrow on the left side of it to expand the window and see all of your stats. Now you'll want to head outside of the city to any blue or yellow zone that you can find. It doesn't matter where you are at all, as you can follow this method from anywhere. All you need to do now is run around the zone in any direction you want, looking for a corrupted dungeon entrance. They're not too hard to find, but can sometimes take a few minutes, and you'll want to just run past anything that attacks you so that you can keep looking and find one as quickly as possible. Once you find one, just click on it and a window will pop up telling you what corrupted dungeons are and offering you 3 types of difficulty. There's a Hunter difficulty that requires you to have an average item power level of 800, a Stalker difficulty where you'll need 900, and a Slayer difficulty where you'll need 1200. The Hunter difficulty is what we're going to focus on here, as we can easily meet the requirements to go in, and losing a fight in PvP doesn't result in death, whereas losing a PvP fight in the other 2 difficulties does. Select the Hunter difficulty and head inside. Then I'd recommend that you click on the big demonic stone to increase your chance of going up against another player. If you don't want to do this, you don't have to, but if you do, you'll have more opportunities to safely fight other players and get some PvP experience while farming silver and fame here, and you can make a lot more money if you win your fights too. Now go through the dungeon, killing everything you see, and try to prioritize heading to the single red dots that you see on the minimap, as those are usually mini-bosses that you can kill who give you more silver and fame and guard chests that you can open. Killing mini-bosses also fills up the corrupted dungeon progress bar on your right hand side more than other smaller NPCs, and once that bar gets to 100, you'll be able to kill the main big boss who often drops a lot of high value loot. But before you can even get it maxed out, you'll probably be put up against another player, whether you invade their dungeon or they invade yours. Keep killing all the NPCs you can until you're finally put up against another player, and then adjust your abilities on your weapons and armor if you need to, so that you're best prepared for a PvP fight. From here, you or the enemy player can attack the big demonic shards laid out all over the map to cancel the invasion, but most of the time nobody will. If someone didn't really want to fight, they probably wouldn't have gone into a corrupted dungeon, as there are other ways to make silver or farm fame that have no PvP involved at all. Try not to attack any NPCs here unless you need to, and avoid getting caught by any traps. If you want to get into the PvP fight quicker, feel free to go right up to the Seeker NPCs looking for you, as that will show the enemy player where you are on the minimap so that they can come right to you. If the enemy is seen by one, you'll see where they are on the minimap too. So from here, you'll want to pretty much use everything that you have, or play more tactically if you know what you're doing, to kill the other player. Fight to the death and beware of any traps. You can even use them to your advantage if you see an opportunity to do so as well. If you die, you'll just be knocked out of the dungeon and will go right back to where you first entered through the entrance from above. But if you kill the player, you'll earn a pretty good amount of fame and silver, plus some random loot, and they themselves won't lose anything, but you'll still be able to loot their body, and sometimes the value of the loot you get will be really high. If you get knocked out, just hop on your horse again and ride around until you find another corrupted dungeon entrance, but if you kill the player and survive, keep clearing out the dungeon until the big boss appears. Once he does, adjust your abilities again if you need to, and do your best to kill him. The big bosses here can be pretty tough to kill, and you could end up losing the fight multiple times, but if you do, you'll only be knocked down temporarily and can try again as many times as you'd like. The best advice I can give you here is to learn the abilities that they use as you fight them, and try to avoid getting hit by them as much as you can. It can be really hard to kill a boss the first few times, but once you figure out their abilities and patterns, you'll be able to do it way more easily over time. It won't take long for you to be able to predict what they'll do next and avoid most of their abilities. Kill the boss and loot it, and then go to open the chest, and if you're lucky, you'll get a ton of valuable loot plus tomes of insight that you can use to give you extra fame. You'll see a portal appear that you can use to either head out or head to another corrupted dungeon right away. I'd recommend doing as many as you can in one go so you don't need to run around looking for another entrance from outside. Activate the demonic stone again and repeat the same process here to grind a ton of fame and silver while also getting a ton of invaluable PvP experience. You'll get a lot better at PvP by doing this, especially as a new player, and will sometimes even loot insane amounts like 150k silver from players that you kill as well as bosses. You'll also be able to see what types of weapons and armor work best for you against other types used by players, which is part of the overall PvP knowledge and experience that takes a while to learn. You can easily test out different armor and weapon types here to figure out what you really enjoy and what happens to be most effective, safely and risk-free against other players like it would be out in the red or black zones. In this quick run of 3 dungeons, I killed 3 players and earned over 400k silver in only around 40 minutes. Sometimes you'll make less, but you could also be even luckier and make a lot more, and that was all on the Hunter difficulty. All that silver was earned risk-free, and I earned a ton of fame as well, while having fun fighting players 1v1 that were similarly geared. As a new player, I think this really is one of the best methods available for anyone who wants to progress their character and make a good amount of silver while getting to take part in PvP all at the same time. I didn't need to spend time gathering anything or spend a lot to get a high tier set of armor to go out and PvP, and I didn't even have to play that well to get kills. I'm playing on 260 ping and just started the game a few days ago, and that just goes to show that you can do it too if you're lucky enough and try your best, and so there's no reason not to go ahead and try while you improve your PvP knowledge. At any time, once you're ready to go back, you can leave the dungeon and hop on your mount to teleport back to town. You can then sell and repair everything and head out again or do something else. Whatever you want to do from here is up to you, but now you know about corrupted dungeons and why they can be great for making money and earning fame while having fun 1v1 PvP fights risk-free. Anyway, that's it for this video guys, but I hope you enjoyed it and it helped some of you out there. If it did, please leave a like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next one.
Welcome, friend.